Hello everybody, this is the Retro Bear talking to you, reference the latest PlayStation 1 challenge set by our very good friend over in Wales, Cannonball Taffio Jones, or as he's more commonly known, Retro Red Steve. Steve's been doing this for a few months now. He's been setting everybody a challenge to play on the old racers, and last month was Wipeout, which, believe it or not, didn't actually have. How on earth is that physically possible not to have Wipeout? But I do have a copy of this game, which is absolutely ridiculous. So this is a Championship Motocross on the PlayStation 1. And as always with these challenges, and I'll stick a link into Steve's video, it's probably a bit too late to get your laps in now because I think his time it was almost expired. I don't think too many people have done this one. I think Ross Borhor did, but Ross always does these challenges and tends to finish top of the leaderboard. Gary Gill over at Gary Gill Gaming also did his. So Steve's picked this one. Obscure motocross game, but it's not bad at all, really. So not having a copy of Wipeout, I couldn't take part in last month's challenge. However, I got a copy of this rather obscure motocross game. There were quite a few motocross games knocking about at the time. I think it was a Jeremy McGraw motocross, which I think I've also got as well, which might actually put me down as some sort of a motocross fan. I'm not. I don't watch motocross. I'm not particularly interested in it. Motorbikes and stuff like that. Not really my thing. But yeah, I found this to be a rather fun little game. It was set on just basic setup. No modifications or tinkering with the handling or anything like that. We picked a course in Scotland, which is the first one we came across, which is the Stirling track. The idea was to go around and do 3 laps and record your best time for that. Now, I've written my times down. I can't remember what I've done with them. But what I've recorded here is 3 laps actually. 3 races. And they're all around about the same time, so I'll be able to give you my best times at the end of it, because I'm not quite sure what the criteria is, whether it's the quickest lap or the quickest race time. I don't know. In terms of the actual game itself, and as you can see, it moves at a fair old lick. I think it doesn't look too bad for a game which is probably knocking on for certainly about 25 years old. So it's quite late in the PlayStation's life, but as a racer goes, it's pretty easy. It's not too difficult to control. The only bit there, well, I say too difficult to control, as I fall off. That's probably the only bit, because obviously there are jumps involved in this game. Now, you can sort of set a mark for your highest jump, like you just said, fastest lap, fastest race, and also the biggest jump that you do. And that's very, very simple. You just pull back on the controller to, there you go, just a little wheelie in the air, make sure you land softly and straight, and there you go. Now, that was my first race, so then my quickest lap there was 53.56, and overall race time was 2:48.28, which is just confirmed there. There we go. The longest jump is 16.38 metres, and the highest jump is 6.49 metres. That may have been when I fell off. And there you can see it's me. There we go. I managed to put my name in correctly this time. If you watch any of my previous goes at this, you'd have seen I've not been able to put my name in correctly. But yeah, I mean, it handles pretty well. It's not one of these games. I've played quite a few motorbike games over the years. It's a massive pile-up. There's a sniper shooting the other contestants there. But I've played a few motorbike games over the years, and I think possibly some of them are a little too slippery to control. This one was pretty much spot on. I don't think there were too many issues with it. I played one. I played God Awful one on a PlayStation 1 a few months ago, and it just, knew I buggered that one up. It was just a bit too, bar of soap to control, so it sort of took away from the fun and enjoyment of the game. This isn't too bad. I mean, if you watch, I watched Rossi's go round, and again, it's just finding the tight line. So getting the corners as tight as you can. Try not to, as I'm doing, go into the corners, taking them as corners. Try and keep upright so you can keep the speed up. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I mean, it's a nice little game, and I think, as I said to both Steve and Ross actually. I said this is the sort of game that I would rather, I'd like to sort of sit down and play through a little bit. It's not too taxing, it's not too difficult. You could probably put a couple of hours into it and have a rather pleasant experience. And I did actually find myself playing this for a lot longer than perhaps I anticipated, which was quite good. It's always good when you do that. Like I always say, game's there to be played, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a well-known good game to get some enjoyment out of it. I mean, this probably for me, I've picked up either in a charity shop or a car boot over the years. Couldn't tell you when I got it. I was surprised as anybody when I got it. And yeah, it's something you could just definitely got my time and money's worth out of it anyway, which is what you want really. You're not the sort of game you want to go and spend a huge amount of money on because you're not going to play it a huge amount of time. But yeah, nothing wrong with this at all. Yeah, so I've just recorded a 53.20, which I think is my quickest lap in this race. So we're about halfway through the course here. I mean, for a PlayStation 1 game, it doesn't look too bad. There's a nice little waterfall effect in the background. You're just sort of there. Some nice hills in the background. Having been to Scotland recently, as regular viewers would know, it's quite Scottish. It looks quite Scottish, which is good. Not many people there watching, mind you, but still. And the added effects of the jumps and the time or whatever. So again, I finished 4th overall. So that was 53.20, and that was a 2:48.68. So quicker lap, but slightly slower overall time. A bigger jump, 17.13 metres, and highest jump about the same. So finished 4th. So we'll have one final crack at this again, and we'll just give you some details at the end of it. If you do want to take part in these PlayStation 1 challenges, incidentally, do go across to Steve's channel, because he puts one of these challenges up a month for the wider community to have a go at. There was what's he done recently? Colin McRae, Wipeout I mentioned. What was the other one that he did? One of the Ridge Racer games, I think it was. I think it was Rage Racer, wasn't it? I hadn't got that one. I wasn't going to fork out 15 quid just to take part in it. Yes, because I'm a tight person. I could have played Wipeout, but I only had Wipeout available on emulation, and that was always going to be a problem to film that. So, and to be fair, I wasn't really good at it. I've never been a huge fan of Wipeout anyway, so I'd much rather play something a bit more obscure, a bit more daft like this. Yeah, that's also you're bouncing off the outside. Yeah, it's a little unrealistic, but probably if you crashed every single time you did that, it'd be really frustrating. So, but yeah. Oh, new longest jump, 17.49 metres. I'm not sure if that was part of the conditions of competition there. But yeah, if you do feel like having a go across the Steve channel every month. He puts one of these up, and then you can either, let him know what your time is set, or you can record the video and stick it on YouTube like this. I'm doing this as part of my Play More in 24. So it's quite disconcerting to watch bikes just dropping out of the air and over your head. Oh, I've nailed that one finally. There we go. I keep falling off there. But yeah, yeah, I don't think the lap times on this are too bad compared to what some of the other people have done. Shame a few more people having to go at this, but there's quite a few people commented on the videos they haven't got this game. It's a bit more of an obscure one, really. But interesting to see what he comes up with next. We've had, sort of for the Rage Racer, then we had rallying, and then we had futuristic sports racing, and now we've got motocross. So, yeah. Go across and have a go. He's always good. And check Steve, actually. He's a good lad. We all like Steve. Yeah, we played Tocker as well, didn't we? Yes, Tocker was one of the first ones. I did had a go at that as well. So, yeah, all different sorts of races he picks up, but it's all PlayStation 1 as well, so it's fairly readily available. Yep, so we're just coming up to the final throws of this one. What have we got here? 54.28, so the best is 53.20 in terms of laps so far. 2:48.28 is my quickest race time. I haven't finished any higher than 4th, and I don't think I'm going to finish any higher than 4th now. What have we got? Across the line in 53.56. That's exactly the same as my first race. So there we go. Okay, so 53.56, which equals my first lap, and 2:47.96. So 2:47.96. That's the quickest 3 laps I've done, and 53.20 was my quickest lap. Now, I'm not sure what's happened there, but we appear to be going to some sort of slow motion replay. Anyway, glad you enjoyed that. Steve, that's me time, mate. Stick it on the board. We'll see how we get on. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be back very, very soon with another video, but until then, do take care. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.